All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Successful Failure Podcast. Today I have Ganem McIntyre, everybody.
Hello.
How's it going, Ganem?
Oh, another day at the office, I guess.
There you go, dude.
Last time I did one of these, I had a hat on and sunglasses, and this time I decided to take off both.
Why?
Change it up a bit.
Change it up a bit?
Just
Okay.
change it up, make it different. So I seem like a versatile guy.
Fair enough. What's going on, dude? What'd you get into today?
What did I get into? I just worked all day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I work for a studio, guys. I can say that much.
Do you like it?
It's a job.
It's a job. There you go, dude. We all need a job. We all need a good job. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all need something because this doesn't pay enough.
Yeah.
At least yet.
How long you been doing this stand-up thing?
Stand-up thing? So I did it for a while in college, and then I took some time off because of COVID, obviously, and then I moved out here, and I just started doing it again, just because somebody saw me and thought I was funny, and I was bored one night and went to one. That happened in the reverse order. And so now I've been going steady for like 9-10 months, maybe 11 now.
Nice,
Almost
dude.
a year, yeah.
What was the inspiration for you to want to start stand-up?
I started in musical theater, like a lot of people, or just theater in general, and I liked live performance, and then I had to do a lot of lectures when I was in college about like media and communication topics, and somebody just said I'd be good at it, so I just took it from there.
No kidding, man. So it wasn't even something you wanted to do? Like,
No, I mean, I didn't grow up, there were some comedians I liked, and I'd see some specials here and there, but I wasn't like a diehard comedy fan. It kind of founded me to make it sound really corny.
Not at all.
As corny as humanly possible. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. What's kind of like your process in all this? Like how many open mics you like to go to a week? Writing? Tell me all about all that.
I mean, if I could, I'd just go all the time, but I try to go at least 3 to 4 days a week to at least practice. I'll sign up for a couple. I really like, because I can say this, you already interviewed Manente. I really like Fourth Wall. It's probably the best place for anybody in LA to test their material out.
Agreed.
But I'm trying to expand myself to go to different places. Because it also gives you feels for different audiences and stuff too. But like 3 or 4 days a week.
Okay. And you also produce a show, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Not quite anymore. I was a co-host on a show for a while. And because of some things that happened, the main host wasn't able to continue it. But before we knew about that, I was the main host for a little bit, and then when she couldn't continue it, I couldn't take a position that was higher than the co-host. So we gave it to somebody else, and now she runs it each week, and sometimes I help her out.
Nice, dude. You want to tell us a little bit more about that? What is it?
I don't think she'll care. Third Wheel on Thursdays from 6 to 8 now is, I believe they're calling it Wheel of Hell. I know the head. I know it's a girl I know, and she called it something else, and she got flagged on Instagram.
Did she really?
And she was like, she's not used to social media, and she's like, why did I get flagged? I'm like, well, usually when you use this word and this word together, it sends a few red flags out there. But I believe they're calling it Wheel of Hell now. It's kind of it's a work in progress. They're working out the kinks, but I think it's gonna be very popular. The first one, I was at the first one, and it went really, really well.
Really?
So, there were a lot of people went, or more than you would expect for a first mic. I don't know if that was by happenstance, but they all seem to really like it. So it's gonna be pretty popular. I think it might be the next big Thursday night. If you're a comic in LA, Wheel of Hell every Thursday from 6 to 8 at Third Wheel. I think it's gonna be pretty popular.
Okay.
You might just see me there. You might not. But it's run by Winnie Chase and to be determined co-host, I guess. Sometimes me, sometimes somebody else.
Okay.
But check it out, guys. You probably have a good time. They spin a wheel and it lands on something and weird stuff happens. That's all I can say. I sound so secretive.
You do.
This whole episode. So.
You do. But that's fine. Maybe the mystery is what.
The mystery is what draws people in.
Exactly.
That's it.
Okay. You like movies, dude?
I do.
What's your favorite movie?
Of all time?
Of all time.
There's this independent movie my dad showed me as a kid. It's this independent movie from the 70s. It's for kids. It's called Star Wars. That's probably
Never
my
heard of it.
all-time. Yeah, that's probably my all-time favorite movie. But yeah, I like a lot of movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Star Wars is my favorite.
I'm not a Star Wars fan.
You're not at all? I
Uh,
don't know if we've ever discussed this.
no, we haven't ever discussed. No, I'm not a Star Wars fan.
Really? Have you ever seen it?
I've seen all of them.
All
I've seen all of them.
The main 9, the spin-off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My favorite Star Wars is the Ryan Johnson one.
I'll say this.
A lot of Star Wars people who are like obsessed with Star Wars, they fucking hate that
I'm a little mixed on the movie, but
Uh-huh.
I like it more than most people. I think he tried to do some interesting stuff with the mythology.
Yeah, dude, right?
Yeah, I didn't think it all worked, but some of it did for me. The weird thing about that movie is the part that everyone hates the most is the part I like, which is the portrayal of Luke.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wait. In the Ryan Johnson one?
Yeah, that's what everyone hates about it, the Luke Skywalker portrayal. But I like it. I think it's kind of I think it's eerily consistent with the character, which a lot of people I think fail to admit. And it's kind of acknowledging some of his flaws, and it's kind of helping. It's giving him an arc to sort of, instead of defeating the Empire necessarily, he's defeating his own demons. And I thought that was interesting. Just somebody who grew up loving that character, and I thought it was a good send off to him. Spoiler alert for the two of you who haven't seen it.
My mom and dad.
Yeah, your mom and dad, exactly. If you live under a rock, spoiler alert: Luke Skywalker dies in the Last Jedi.
And that came out 6 years ago.
6 years ago, really?
Did it?
What year is it? I'm gonna say it was like 27. Yeah, 2017. It probably would be 6 years ago. It's 2023, everybody.
Shit.
It was 6 years ago.
It was 6 years ago. I'm not even a Star Wars fan, and somehow I knew that. Wow.
Good job.
Look at
It's
that.
your favorite one, though, so.
It is. That's true. That's very true. I don't know why I've never been a Star Wars fan. I think it's the whole like sci-fi, fantastic.
Do you like fantasy or something?
No, not really.
Yeah, so there you go.
Like Lord of the Rings is probably the only like kind of.
I love Lord. I'll say Lord of the Rings is probably a better constructed trilogy than Star Wars.
Dude, I'm obsessed with the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is fantastic.
Me and my girlfriend are, dude. Like literally, we have this board game that we bought. It's like $110 or something like that. But it's a game where you have to download an app, so it's a different game every time you play it. So it was just one of those things where
It's a Lord of the Rings game?
Yeah, it's a happy accident where it's just like we bought it not thinking that it had so many ways to go about the game. It's awesome, dude. Seriously, we've had it for like I don't know, maybe 4 months.
I'll come to your game.
And
Right?
yeah, dude. Seriously, we can get up to like 4 players, I think, on there.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
we can do,
awesome. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Tolkien. I've read all the novels.
Yo, so you read them?
I have, yeah.
Nice, dude. My girlfriend's reading them right now.
Really?
Yeah.
So I may have seen the movies before I read them. I don't know. No, Tolkien. I mean, Tolkien's pretty dense, but
Yeah.
if you're into it, it is like the sort of.
She says it's an easy read, though. It's a very easy read, she said.
It wasn't for me, but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
But I read it when I was like 12. So.
Okay. You're a Harry Potter fan, too?
Yes.
Yeah? So you love all of them, dude.
Yeah, I do. I like Harry Potter. I like Harry Potter as I get older. Like there are some obvious issues with it that I just ignore because I grew up loving it. But like, man, they really put the fate of the world on a 17-year-old, which, as somebody who's worked with children now, I find to be deeply concerning. Like, because I never got how adults weren't as, like, there would be some adults in my life who weren't as, like, invested in them as me.
Mm.
And now I get older and I realize, oh, that's why. It's about children. And somehow it's, like, the darkest fantasy ever. Like, so one thing that bothers me about a lot of fantasies is there are all these fake deaths. Like, marvelous fake deaths. Fast and Furious, that's not fantasy. Although it might as well be at this point. That has a ton of fake deaths. Star Wars has got a ton of fake deaths. Lord of the Rings has a ton of fake deaths. Harry Potter, people fucking die. And that's something I really do appreciate it. I'm like, somehow it's the most childish fantasy, yet it's also the darkest at the same time.
That's really true.
Because there's all this death in it.
That's really true. I never even realized about Harry Potter.
I mean, I guess other than Game of Thrones, but that's just...
I don't watch Game of Thrones. I've never seen an episode.
Really? If you like Tolkien, you might be... It's kind of...
Oh, really?
It's kind of the answer to Tolkien. It's adding this layer of realism to fantasy, and then the author. I've never actually read the novels, but I've seen interviews and stuff with the author, George R.R. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
He looked at real history,
nice.
And stuff, and he kind of blended that in with like this sort of modern aesthetic for fantasy, which comes from Tolkien. So yeah, if you're looking for a show to binge, you probably enjoy it.
Okay. I mean, I've got a lot of shows. I'm not really a TV guy.
Neither am I.
I do the movies. Just because it's just one and done, right? I mean,
exactly.
It's a trilogy, but one and done.
So, no, yeah, there are movies I'll go back to, but or a series I'll go back to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm much more of a movie guy than a TV guy.
Do you watch non-scripted stuff? Do you like that stuff?
Like
So like example like Grand Tour or like Top Gear. My girlfriend got me obsessed with Top Gear and Grand Tour.
what are those?
Oh shit! So they're basically like this three like British guys who go around with cars and on their specials they'll just drive through like 3 different countries with like one specific car. It's a really fun show. It's you can find it on Prime.
Is it like diners, drive-ins, and dives?
You know what? With cars, literally with cars.
He's driving in a car. Hi, I'm Guy Fieri. I'm going to America's #1 diners, driving. That's not a good Guy Fieri. He came to my hometown once when I was, I was probably like 15, and he did an episode there. And it's like maybe the 4th biggest thing that's ever happened to us.
Where are you from?
I'm from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Manchester, New Hampshire.
Which is basically just Diet Boston, for anyone who's wondering.
Diet Boston?
That's what when I was in college, that's what everyone called it. Oh yeah, Manchester. It's like Diet Boston.
I don't think I've ever actually met anyone from like Boston before, like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I know my father was born there. Yeah, they're Adam Sandler's from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
That's our claim to fame.
That's the first big thing in Manchester.
That's the first big thing. That and we're the heroin capital of the United States.
Are you really?
We are, or at least we were when I left. I don't think we've gotten any better.
Have you seen The Fighter?
The Fighter.
It's with Christian Bale.
Yeah, of course. I know my. I think my grandfather has met that guy.
The boxer.
Yeah, because they lived in that area.
No kidding, dude. How far is that away from you?
From me, that would be like, from now it's on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
Back then it was probably like, I don't know, it's like, Boston's like a 25 to 45 minute drive depending on traffic, I guess. I used to take the bus whenever I had to go in.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
I mean, that's all of Boston, though. I mean, anybody who's from New Hampshire, Vermont is just from Boston in Hollywood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Hollywood?
Especially with our accents.
True. That's very true. That's crazy, though, dude. Fucking heroin capital of the world. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, United States. Sorry.
Of the United States. What is the heroin capital of the world?
I have no clue. I just knew that because when I was in high school, it was a big problem, and they used to have to talk to us a lot. And whenever we wanted anything solved, because I worked for the school newspaper, we'd be like, "Hey, why isn't this getting done?" And they'd be like, "It's the heroin epidemic."
Just blame fucking heroin.
They blamed everything on heroin. Every problem the school district had was just blamed on heroin. Even though nothing. Why don't we have burgers on our bun? Why don't we have buns for our burgers? Because of the heroin.
The goddamn heroin.
Really okay. That was a weird one I remember because they would serve us burgers, like it would just be patty and cheese on it, and there would be no buns.
They actually did that?
They did that to us once, yeah.
Are you serious, dude?
Yeah, no, it was hilarious.
What the fuck?
I love those schools, man, but man, they had a cheap cuisine budget. They really do.
I feel like as I got older, because I'm 34, so I went to school way earlier than you, but in my experience, from when I was like 5 all the way up until I graduated high school, that's what it seemed. It seemed that every year, the food got more and more gross and less nutritious. Like I remember when we got into high school, this was like 2004, but they had like hot lunches and stuff like that, and then they took that all away, and all our food was just vending machines, chips and stuff like that. And
it wasn't that, but they at least attempted to give us hot lunches.
Yeah, dude, and this was a freaking private school.
Oh wow, so that's a ripoff. At least I went to public school.
Yeah, dude. At least I went to public school.
At least I went to like public school in the middle of the city. Like
and you guys had a heroin epidemic.
We had a heroin epidemic, and we still got at least given burgers with no buns.
School fucking lunches are gross. Sorry,
school lunch, I think, is just like it's a necessary evil. Like we all need to have those growing pains.
Yeah,
it connects us as individuals.
I remember when it was, you get like 3 different kinds of milk, right? Like the regular milk, chocolate milk, and the strawberry milk.
And there'd be like ice in it.
Ice or
disgusting.
Or by the time, because I was like in third lunch because of my last name, I'm T, so I would go I'd be like the third group to go lunch, and there would be absolutely 0 strawberry or chocolate milk. I just had to drink that regular shit.
I never drank it at all. I think that's what turned me off of milk officially.
Was the ice in the milk?
The ice in the milk, yeah, it's disgusting.
It does sound disgusting. But it's kind of like a milkshake then, though, right? I don't think it makes milkshake.
No, it's not like a milkshake. It's like water in your milk.
Oh.
Just imagine watery milk. I don't know how this turned into school lunch talk, but I'm sure this might get you some subscribers.
Yeah, the Manchester School District.
Yeah. People from my graduating class are gonna be like, "He's fucking right."
How old are you?
I am 25.
25. Okay.
I was in high school in 2012, so.
Just getting started then,
Just
dude.
getting started. Yeah.
Just getting started. What's the end goal with this? What do you want to do with the stand-up stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah?
I guess just be successful.
Yeah.
It's successful in a way that I can like manage.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to see the end goal, especially with how Hollywood is right now. Because I want to be an actor or a writer. I've written stuff. Like, you're a writer, right?
Yeah.
You've written a lot of good stuff, right? You're a good writer.
I don't know about that. What have you written?
Well, I've written a lot of plays.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No way. Plays, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I used to, the criticism I would always get is I write too much dialogue. So I might as well go to the place where dialogue is necessary.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I love dialogue though. I felt like when I write, especially when I first started, my dialogue was the only thing keeping me going. Because
Yeah,
everything
same.
else was just kind of really rough. Like
I'm-
my plot points and stuff like that, the whole story overall. But the dialogue is what kept people interested. Or in terms of what I did.
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at, where the dialogue and the characterization is kind of where my skill set shows. And then the story is just kind of usually pretty hot dogs and beer.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, no, dialogue's where I found like even right now I'm working on a musical, and it's based off my time in retail.
That is
Thank you.
fucking
I know you
awesome.
guys asked. But it's I'm writing the dialogue, and I can get the dialogue because I lived around these people for like 8 years and stuff.
Yeah.
I lived amongst them. I was one of them for 8 years when I worked for this company, and it's kind of an abstract sum up of just the things I would see there. It's not meant to be taken literally. Like you've probably taken things from your real life.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, the script I wrote.
He gets what I'm saying.
I understand. I totally understand. Writers know writers.
Writers, yeah. But I'm writing it, and like I'll have this like scene. I had this opening scene where it's a bunch of guys, and I grew up around these guys and stuff. Where they're all talking about a nun coming to purchase something at the store, and they're all talking about the hot nun.
I love it.
And it's just like, and I can just start typing and write that conversation because I had so many, and I overheard so many that were like variations of that I can just take the best of it and just find like, kind of like the punchline, set up punchline.
Right.
But then I have to like move into where the actual narrative comes into play. And that's where it becomes a little more difficult because you have to keep that level of entertainment.
Yeah.
You have to find interesting ways to do exposition and stuff.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an interesting thing writing, dude. It's such a lonely thing though. It's so lonely.
Yeah, I think I used to be more okay with it than I am now. Maybe it's because I have like post-COVID SD. Or something. I don't just want to sit around the house anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be out doing things.
Right.
But you have to write in order to get it there. So
Exactly.
it takes more discipline for me now to do it than it used to.
That's wild. I would never think that you would do musicals and stuff like that. Do you like to go see a lot of shows?
Yeah, I like musicals. I do a lot. I love going to live theater and stuff. In fact, growing up wanting to be an actor, like I'd much rather be a stage actor than a film actor, just because it just seems more fulfilling. Even why I like doing stand-up comedy, because it's live performance and stuff like that. And it's taking sort of the idea of you get to take a character from beginning to end every show. And you're not just doing it scene by scene by scene. It's not that there's anything wrong with film acting. They're different. They're so different.
Very different, yeah.
And there's a level of vanity to film acting that just doesn't exist on the stage because it has to be a performance every night. It just keeps you on your toes. So one day I would like to go back to that. It's been a while now, but yeah, that I think I would prefer that. Yeah, no, I love going to the theater. Now that when I'm out here, one of the things I love doing is we have like a couple theater. I mean, Los Angeles is a very live theater based. It's more movie television based. But we have like the Pantages and what is it, the Anaheim? Is that how you pronounce it? Anaheim. There's a theater in Los Angeles called the Anaheim. If you look that up and nothing comes up, that means I pronounced it wrong.
I thought you were speaking to me in Hebrew for a second.
Yeah, my grandfather used to read. He was very religious, and he used to read this like religious magazine in Hebrew. And for years after he died, they continued to send it to my mother. So you get these like Hebrew religious
No
magazines, like
kidding.
written in Hebrew. I'm not sure if magazine's the right word, but it was like this Hebrew thing.
Pamphlet?
Yeah, like a pamphlet for church. This is years after he died too. He would still get it. But what were we talking about? Oh, one of the things I like to do is if you go to the box office, sometimes like right before the performance, they'll have like the cheapest possible tickets, and you can just get a one-off, and you can see whatever is playing there. Yeah, no, that was a trick taught to me by somebody once, and it's I mean, you're not gonna get a $5 ticket, but you'll get like maybe a $40 ticket or something.
That's not bad because they're usually pricey.
Yeah, if you get them in advance, and you get the exact seat you want or whatever.
Right.
But sometimes you just get those one-offs. You can get a decent seat for like $30-$40.
What's your favorite play?
Ever?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
What do you like right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. It's even harder. Favorite ever? Oh my god. I mean, I love, speaking of the Pantages, Les Mis is coming to the Pantages.
Dude, I love Les Mis. I've never seen the play. I've seen the movie though.
The movie's fantastic.
It's
It's underrated.
It is amazing.
And brilliant direction in the way it was put together with the actors actually singing. And
Honestly though, right?
yeah, I know, right?
That's
It's brilliant.
crazy.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant adaptation, and nobody else knows it except you and me.
Yeah.
Even though it was nominated for Best Picture of the Year. But no, I love Les Mis. I don't know if it's my most favorite, but that one just came in my head. It's funny, me and my roommate were driving around. We were driving by Hollywood Boulevard, and on one of the they had the signs for Les Mis coming to the Pantages, and we're not sponsored by them, by the way. And I just went, oh, Les Mis is coming, and he looks at me and goes, "Could you have said it any more gay?" Just immediately, but no, that's how. I'm sorry, I just got your podcast canceled.
No, not even, dude, not even.
But yeah, that's one I really love. What did I see? I saw Into the Woods recently. They did it at the Anaheim. That was great.
Yeah.
I saw Secret Garden when they did it at the Anaheim. And that is definitely not how you pronounce it. That's just the way I've chosen to pronounce it. Somebody's gonna put in the comments how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Anaheim. Where's that at?
Anaheim. It's right next to the Disney Hall in like Thai Town or something.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know. It's the part of the town where there are no homeless people, and that somehow makes me more nervous.
Well, I just realized that I wasn't recording the fucking audio to that, but I do have the audio from the phone, so that's my dumbass mistake.
Oh, see, with this whole podcast.
Yeah. Well, no, just this. I have it all on there. On the
So
phone,
we're just gonna be talking into microphones.
Yeah.
And
My dumb. I'm so sorry.
That's
I'm so
okay.
Sorry. I still have the audio. I still have everything, but I just don't have the.
Very projective voice, so I feel like we'll be fine. It'll just sound weird and might annoy some people. Not you.
Adjustments. That won't happen again. God damn it. That's annoying.
Okay.
We can go longer. So.
There we go.
Yeah, we can go longer if you want. If you have time. What are you doing
What
today?
time is it? I'm going
4:30.
I'm going to fourth wall actually.
At 5?
At 6.
At 6. Perfect. I'll keep you another 20 minutes.
That's
so we
fine.
Can get
yeah.
good audio with
and
this.
I can go I'll probably run home, take a shit, and then I'll go. Fourth wall. But I love how we're still talking into the microphones, even though we know they're not.
Well, no, now I'm getting good fucking
Now it's
audio.
going to come in.
Now it's gonna
Now
come
they
in.
can hear us
Now
in all our glory.
now it's worth it. Now it's worth the listen.
Now it's worth it.
Oh, that's
People are
fucking
just gonna
piss me
good.
off.
People won't hear me getting you canceled then.
Exactly, right? Exactly. What were we talking about? Oh, musicals. I've seen Book of Mormon.
I love Book of Mormon.
Yeah, dude.
That's one of the ones I looked because I wanted to write a musical comedy because I just felt like.
And that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a good
Because
one, dude.
in modern theater, we have this weird renaissance where you have Hamilton, you have the kid who tries to kill himself with the guy from Pitch Perfect.
Fuck,
It's
I don't
really
know.
popular. They did a movie and the movie was terrible.
I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody fact check it. Kid tries to kill himself and pretends to be other kid who did kill himself's best friend. Show.
Was that good? That sounds.
I
Good.
haven't
That sounds like a
seen
good
it. I just
premise.
know it's popular.
Oh.
I've seen Hamilton though.
Okay.
And then they have the Hades Town and the Comet Show, and I'm doing great with names today, guys. But I don't know, I wanted to bring something new to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was like my big overly ambitious dream. That was a comedy because nothing's a comedy. Everything's sort of like a sort of comment on modern society, which a lot of theater is and has been throughout time. Even Shakespeare was doing that, and stuff like that. And I just wanted to bring something that was funny.
Yeah.
So I looked at Book of Mormon and The Producers as like probably the two great like musical comedies, at least really successful, or Avenue Q. But yeah, that was one of the ones I looked. That was a really long answer for that.
No,
I
not at all,
apologize.
dude.
People are gonna be like, "Who is this guy?"
Do you like a lot of Shakespeare?
I like Shakespeare. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the conspiracy theory with that?
Yes, I have. It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. You think it's
I
bullshit?
think it's bullshit.
Multiple writers.
I think
That
it's
one,
bullshit.
yeah. That's a wild one. That's a really wild one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't buy it. I don't. I mean, I've seen the videos where is it Marlowe that they compare?
I don't know.
Marlowe. I believe it's Marlowe that they compare a lot of his writing to,
Mhm.
and they do them side by side. But everybody wrote like that back then, so it's like, how
Right.
can you even?
Exactly, dude.
And again, I'm not the expert on all things Shakespeare, but yeah. No, I think it's bullshit.
Fair enough. I'm not into it. I don't know.
You know,
Yeah,
I just think
I just like conspiracy theories. I like them. We need them, dude. We need conspiracy theories. That's what we
I've
do.
met a lot of people who are conspiracy theorists in Los Angeles, more so than I ever did before.
Really, in LA?
In LA, they're more good. Do you know Jason Tyler? Are you going to have him on this?
I don't know him. No.
Oh, Jason Tyler.
I would, though.
Put him on.
Yeah.
He was at the show on Friday.
Okay.
He's sitting in the back. He was the one who I was texting when the guy called me out on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I saw a clip of that.
Yeah. By the way, guys, never bring out a cell phone in a live presentation of art. I was being very hypocritical that night. It drives me nuts when I'm at the movies or at a show or something and somebody takes their phone out. Turn your phone off.
In the middle of his
Not
performance.
silent, off.
In the middle of his time, dude. Just had
In the
his
middle
phone
of his
out.
time. I did that, and I felt kind of bad. I'm too comfortable there, is the thing. It feels like my living room. I was like, oh, I got to text Jason back. I know all these people. They're not putting a performance on. It's like an open mic.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was very rude what I did, guys. Never do that. If you're at a performance or at a film or at any live public display of art, you turn your phone off. You don't put it on silent. You turn it off like a normal human being. And if you can't turn it off, then you shouldn't be there in the first place. So get out. That's how I feel about that. And that's not a joke.
What were we fucking talking about?
I don't know. I was
Oh,
apologizing.
the conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't buy that conspiracy theory.
It's wild though. That's wild that you've met more out here than you have.
No, because like
I guess it became more mainstream since the pandemic, right? Like I feel like that's when everyone's like,
yes, because now there are even some that I'm like, maybe. Where I was never
which
like
one?
tinfoil hat wearing. I mean, the whole idea of this is gonna get us in trouble. The whole idea of the fact that like so many people in like Hollywood are
the
promoting
elites and stuff.
Yeah, like elites and stuff are promoting gender transphoria. What's it called? Gender
Transphobia?
Yeah, well,
No,
not transphobia.
no.
Trans. What
That's
is
getting
it?
us canceled.
Yeah, we've been successfully canceled now. Gender dysphoria and stuff. Like
Oh,
kids
okay,
getting their
yeah.
PPs cut off at like
Mhm.
12 and stuff is because a
Yeah.
lot of them are on Epstein's list and they want to normalize pedophilia. Like, I don't fully believe that one, but I can't lie and be like, it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it's
that
stuff
thing
like
is just
that. Like,
weird.
there are little things that have like smidges of truth to them that I'm like, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah.
Now, more than anything, I'm not fully in on many conspiracies.
But just the whole Epstein thing is just kind of weird. Like that, there's a whole list of elites, and then they're just like, hush hush about it. We'll just move on.
Yeah, it's just, they just don't talk about it.
Right.
And it's weird.
Right.
But then like the whole like there's things on both sides that are just so obviously wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. It just seems like both sides are spewing out nonsense half the time, and everyone's out of their fucking minds. And it seems so obvious that they are, but
Right.
they just they are. I don't know what more to say without getting too deep into the subject
Yeah,
matter.
I agree.
But what I'm trying to say is, if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat, you're stupid. You should be independent like me.
Nice, dude. I like that.
Because that's exactly what a Hollywood elite would say. My way is the right way. Vote how you feel, guys, and don't let anyone make you feel bad about it. And please don't make a video on the internet about it. Because if it comes up when I'm on the toilet, I get very mad for some reason.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Do you believe we went to the moon?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not quite that far into the conspiracy. Do you believe that Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing?
I mean, it's a great film, right?
I know. I don't know. My favorite.
The thing that gets me is that we were having a live interview with the people on the moon on TV, live interview, and there was no like, there's no gaps in between. It was just like a live thing that was happening with no.
Oh, so that make you think it was staged?
Yeah, I mean, well, look at FaceTime. I can't even FaceTime my girlfriend when she's a mile down the street.
I
at
guess
a fucking Whole
that
Foods.
makes more sense than most people's reasoning. Like,
Right.
I read. Have you ever seen the documentary about The Shining?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, when the guy's
room
like
238 or something like
room
that.
two, whatever the room is,
yeah.
red room.
Yeah.
But the one guy's like, the little boy was wearing astronaut PJs,
And
so that was Stanley Kubrick acknowledging that he directed the moon landing. I'm like, wasn't the kid in Toy Story wearing astronaut PJs too? Like, is that did John Lasseter also animate the moon landing? Like, okay, buddy. Okay, I think we're reading a little too deep into this.
Yeah, but that's my whole thing is that there was no like delay in the interview.
That makes sense.
That was
though.
weird to me. That was weird to me. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's why I love conspiracy theories, dude, because it's just it's fun, dude. They're just fun.
They're ridiculous.
They're ridiculous. 100%. There are some where I'm just like, Jesus, this is.
It depends on the conspiracy.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it's something like when they were giving out the COVID shots and people are like, they're putting a chip in it. Like, okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like now you're making. I've gotten a flu shot my entire life and I've been fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine. Just get the fucking shot.
Yeah. I don't even think they need chips either. Anyway, they've got our phones. And shit,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
They
Like,
already. Half the time I'm getting advertisements for things I've just thought of.
Yeah, dude. Same here. That's a weird one. I feel like that one's weird because I won't say anything about it, and then as soon as I open up or Instagram, I'm just scrolling through Instagram, and it's like, "Hey, you thought about buying butt plugs?"
No, you're right. It is like that though. Like, and I'll see it. I'll be like, did I out loud? Like, did I type something in? Did I like? That's happened to me multiple times.
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy I am, and I do think they scan our brains or something when we're in there.
Well, Elon's working on that Neuralink. That
Yeah, well,
Neuralink
we got
stuff.
the AI now that's gonna take all our jobs.
Oh yeah, dude. And then that fucking computer, right? Like the
Yeah, Project Omega or whatever.
something like that, where
it's
it's got like it's a computer, but it's at the smallest form, which is basically atoms.
Yeah,
It's
and
wild,
is it
dude.
the AI thing? Are you talking about?
I don't know if it's AI, but it's just the computer. Like we'll have a computer just how we think, as opposed to like whatever this is, because it goes from like machines where it's like knobs and mechanical stuff to this where it's digital, right? Like you have your motherboard with our computers and stuff like that, and then what takes it down to the next level is just atoms, where they can transfer information from a computer, localized computer, to your heads with the Neuralink.
That's horrifying.
I think that's how
that
it's going.
sounds unnatural.
Well, the thing is, the guy who's talking about it is a Japanese scientist. What I thought he was great was he was just saying, like, dude, we have to integrate with this stuff. The only thing that sucks about it is when the politicians get a hold of it. That's when everything gets skewed.
Yeah, it's the 1%.
Yeah.
It's gonna ruin it for all of us.
But he was like, and as soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah, because I've always been against that kind of shit. I'm like, no,
I
I'm
am
not going to
too,
do that. I'm not
100%.
doing that. But then he was just like, it's not the machine that's wrong. It's the people who are in control of the machine. And I was just like, that makes a lot of sense to me. So I might as well integrate myself. That's why
Eventually
I'm doing
the
all this, dude.
machine's gonna get wise though and kill us all.
Like, yeah, true, 100%. But that's why I'm doing all this now. Like, as a filmmaker before, I would stay behind the camera. I would never want to do anything on social media, not like that. And after I heard that, I was like, well, dude, we're going to be digitized soon. Like, we can't go back to, like, I went to the T-Mobile store to fix my phone.
Yeah.
They literally called into the call center to finish what they had to do. And all the employees were just sitting around on their phone. And I was just like, it's done. Like, this kind of stuff where you go to
it's
stores, it's
horrifying.
done. Like, you're just going to call in and from a computer, they can activate your phone.
Yeah, I think office jobs are gonna be the first to go.
Yeah, 100% jobs like that, right? Like with the T-Mobile stores, like the pop-up stores and stuff like that, they're going.
Yeah, no, if you have an office job, you should be scared. That's not even a joke. I was reading stuff last week about this Project Omega or whatever.
Oh, really?
Where the AI they invented, and that's the thing that created like ChatGPT.
Dude, the AI is insane. This
It's
stuff is
great.
crazy.
It's horrifying. It's how.
It's how, dude. And the craziest, like, I don't know if you do a lot of editing, but there's programs now where I'll take an hour clip, right, like of a podcast or whatever, and I'll run it through it, and what it does is researches keywords that are going viral right now, and then it'll cut your thing into like 20 different clips, viral clips.
Yeah, I mean that's research we used to do on our own though, so it's
Right.
missing that's how Will Smith started his career, I guess. Him and his agent sat down and looked at like the most popular movies of the past 20 years or whatever, and he just picked movies based off those. off of those, like off of all the research they collect.
Right.
And that's how. I have no idea how much truth there is to that, but supposedly that is true.
That's crazy.
And then he slapped somebody, and it was all for nothing.
That was wild. That was wild.
Yeah,
That was
that's
cool, though.
something the internet can't create.
Yeah.
It can blow up, but it can't create it.
Imagine if that was fake, though. Just imagine if that was a conspiracy theory, that was just holographic.
Here's the thing: it was too mishandled for it to be fake. Because I was
That's
watching
true.
it with my grandmother, and the TV like cut out, and they were bleeping him out. But some people heard it, some people didn't. And also, Will Smith, I love him as an actor. He's a very charismatic dude. He's got too big of an ego to let his image die like that,
Right.
for him to agree to do something like that.
Right.
See, I don't think that was staged at all.
That was hilarious, though. That shit was funny. I wonder when he is going to come back. Because they got James Franco coming back now after his crazy stuff.
Everybody's got stuff now.
Yeah. Well,
I
fucking,
mean-
what's his name? Kevin Spacey came back. He's got a movie out,
Really?
I think. Or
I
released.
just watched I watched something with Kevin Spacey recently. He's playing a bad guy at least, so I was like, I can get with this. But funny story. When I was in, I think I was in early college. It was before, maybe almost to the dot a year before everything came out about him. And I always loved him as an actor. 'Cause he was just a great, for people who aren't the most good-looking actors. He was like a crazy inspiration because he would get to play all like the interesting characters.
Very
and
interesting
stuff.
player.
He was just a great character actor.
Right.
And I remember somebody having to write a thing saying, what kind of actor would you want to be like? And I wrote Kevin Spacey.
Did you?
I did.
Did
And
you
then
really?
a year later, I highly regretted that decision. And I really hope it's not public.
Well, it is now.
Because he used to be really witty and stuff in interviews too. Like he seemed like such a down to earth guy. Like he seemed like a guy who he wasn't crazy and he was an actor and he was brilliant at it.
Little did we know.
Little did we know. He was crazier than all of them, guys.
The craziest, dude. That shit's crazy.
Um,
But yeah, I hear obviously that shit happens a lot. I mean, no, we're not gonna go here. We're not gonna go there.
no. What Kevin Spacey did was wrong. Everybody.
It's absolutely wrong.
We
It's
do
terrible.
not condone it at all. In case anybody was misinterpreting us, I want the court to know we think what he did was wrong. You should say it too out loud. So they have
It's
to sound-
wrong. It's wrong. It is. All of it is wrong, and we're not getting canceled
All
today.
of
I
it.
do not condone that kind of behavior. It's wrong.
Thank you.
Hopefully that clears things up.
I
Hopefully
hope if you take anything out of this, if you take anything from this podcast, I want you to remember, forcing yourself on an underage person is wrong. I hope that we've
just so
gotten that
we
lesson
clear
to
things
you.
up.
This is the new episode of Mr. Rogers, and we want you to know that is wrong.
That'd be great if someone did a remake of Mr. Rogers. That'd be fun.
The remake of it. I don't think you could. I have you seen the documentary about
I've
him?
seen the documentary. It's
Yeah,
very
he's
sad.
he's too perfect of a
He's-
person.
agreed,
that
right?
Could not exist today.
That's very true. He'd
Like-
get canceled if he was still alive.
He
today.
has got. Have you seen? He did
No,
start
he
to get
did not.
canceled. I mean,
No, dude.
everybody gets canceled now, so it's just like a blink in the
But
eye.
for what?
He said something. It goes back to the gender thing.
Okay.
He
Well,
said
that's
something like in 1982, where he talked about little boys trying on dresses and stuff, and how it was okay for them to feel fancy, but it's important to know that they are boys and girls are girls.
and he's getting canceled for that.
It definitely blew up a little bit. I saw it on my. The only reason is because I got very triggered because somebody was taking down Mr. Rogers,
That's what I'm saying.
and I was
dude.
like, nobody is safe
if
anymore.
Mr. Rogers is getting canceled, then we have no more hope.
I don't think it ever really took off. It was something that I popped up when I was on Instagram on the toilet because that's where I go on Instagram. I saw it like for 2 days and then it was gone, and everyone's like Jonah Hill's blah 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 or something like that.
Jonah Hill. That stuff's funny too.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I didn't read too deep. I saw that he was in trouble too,
He
though.
was not in trouble. He just basically, I don't know. He used like a therapy word vocabulary and to control his girlfriend or whatever. I'm not
Okay.
100% sure. It's who cares? Who cares? Mr.
Yeah, at
Rogers
this point,
way
it's
more
like-
interesting.
What is it? Going back to our good friend Joe Menente, what he always says to us is, just be honest, because when you try to pander to people and they hate you anyways, you're gonna feel worse.
He said that on my podcast.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Oh,
did.
that's perfect. I only
Yeah.
saw a couple of clips.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
if I saw that
gonna
one.
make more clips because obviously people don't watch the podcast, so I'm making more clips. But
I'm very curious to see what you're gonna pull out of this one.
yeah, dude, yeah. No, we got a lot of good stuff, dude.
Yeah, just a video of me going, guys, forcing yourself on an underage person is wrong.
It's literally it's gonna be
That's literally the whole thing. Anaheim.
Anaheim.
Anaheim. What is it? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up live on camera.
Do it.
See if I got it right. Let me see if.
That's a cool shirt, dude.
Thank you. The Marvel.
That's like the
periodic-
character select. Select your character before the game.
Kind of. It's the
Right.
Marvel periodic table.
Oh, that's interesting. Where they got Gambit.
Anna Mason. Can you pronounce that word?
Manson?
Manson Theater, guys. We are not sponsored by them.
Anaheim.
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 And you got. You like to travel, dude?
Sometimes.
Where do you like to travel to?
Well, I went across the United States when I came out here.
No way. By yourself?
No, I was with my roommate, my good buddy.
Oh, and you moved out here with you.
Yeah, we moved out together.
That's awesome, dude. What does he do?
He's a filmmaker.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Okay.
give him some of your scripts.
Yeah.
He likes horror movies, though. He's very strictly on this horror movie path. He feels like he has to be consistent with himself.
You do.
Yeah, he just directed though. Hopefully it'll be out in October, I believe. I don't know for sure. Sort of a proof of concept student, a very high end student film that I was involved in. I almost acted in it, but he decided he wanted somebody else to do it, so I got to be his script supervisor, aka a glorified PA. But no, it was it was all night shoots. That was interesting. It's a really good film. I haven't seen the finished product. I've seen the rough cut though. It's a really outside the box idea. I don't know if he's gonna put it on YouTube or anything. I know he's gonna submit it to some festivals. But yeah, if you ever, what's the name of it? I have the poster in my room. He made a poster of it. It's a really great. I'm not just marketing.
You
it
don't
for
know any
marketing.
names of anything.
I don't. That's true. I've really. My father never knew the names of anything. Like he had like a weird thing, and I've realized I've just become him.
You'll explain everything, just you don't know the name.
I explain it to great detail. I just don't.
And when you do know the name, it's completely wrong, like the Anaheim.
Anaheim. I think the only name I've gotten correct today was Star Wars.
And Kevin Spacey.
And Kevin Spacey. Well, that's a person's name. But what was it called? It was a really good film, guys, that you should all watch. I'm sure he's gonna put it on YouTube or something, because I think he wants to do a feature film version of it. If
Okay.
he can. But yeah, it's about if you're interested at all in it's a really good allegory. It's about a girl who she's very it's all about body image, and she wants to look better, and every time she looks in the mirror, instead of seeing her beautiful self, she sees this monster. And it's her, every time she looks at any reflection, all she sees is this monster.
I actually like that, dude.
It was a really great premise.
Concept, yeah.
Very hard to film.
Right.
But it was just interesting to watch the whole thing and just see it. Because I heard it from, like, he just pitched the idea to me in, like, 2018 when we were in college. And then he somehow brought it from, like, point A to point B.
Yeah. That's how it happens,
It was just
dude.
interesting to see, like,
how
he
it
actually
happens.
finished, at least the short film part of it. So, yeah, I mean, none of my scripts or anything have made it that far. I made a mockumentary in college, and that I destroyed my car doing it, so I realized filmmaking was not for me. But and it was
It's
not
hard. It's a
intentional.
hard gig, man. It's a hard gig,
but,
and it's a lot of ups and downs in this. Just trying to get your script out. Like, I've been working on this script for a few years now, since the pandemic, and the furthest it got was, have you seen Peanut Butter Falcon?
Yeah.
So a production company who produced that, actually, my script went there.
Oh, good for
but
you.
They're not. They're obviously, since it blew up, they're obviously looking for movies now that are like to make for 20 million, right? Like they're not.
Could you not make your movie for 20 million?
I mean, I could, you know what I mean, but they're not going to give 20 million to someone who's starting a podcast at 34 and trying to do stand-up comedy.
That's
you know?
true. That's true. They're not gonna. You got to do something impressive
Yeah. So,
first.
but they like the idea. It's just that they were looking for more bigger concept movies.
I've never gotten that far.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, yeah, it's tough.
I've
It's tough.
auditioned for some movies, but
I never got in the whole acting thing. I'm
Yeah,
very fearful to get on camera and act.
It's
not
like I said,
myself.
there's a layer of vanity to it that
Yeah.
just I would do it if you pay me 20 million. I will
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
100%.
And I'm
100%.
sure I'd still get joy out of it. But yeah, there's a lot more modeling involved, and looks are a lot bigger of a deal and stuff. And you can't. It's hard to get to the point where you can just do the work or whatever, and not have to worry about money and stuff like that.
Right.
So I don't know if I'll ever get there. But yeah, I've auditioned for some movies, like the first round of like a 19 audition process. That's about as far as I've gotten.
Okay. Okay, dude. Well, I think I've kept you here long enough, Ganem.
Yeah, I do have to go somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, this was fun.
Thank you. Tell my 3 followers where they can follow you on social media.
Hey, 3 followers. I probably know all 3 of them.
My mom, my dad, my sister.
I don't know any of those 3 people. I was worried it was going to be like 3 comedians we know. Your mom, your dad, and your sister. You can follow me on social media. Ganem McIntyre _ for real. That's Ganem McIntyre _ for real. GANEMMCINTYRE _ for real. FORE. No, I screwed up. It's GANEMMCINTYRE _ for real. FORREAL. Ganem McIntyre for real on Instagram. Follow me because we're supposed to do this. I don't post any personal stuff on there. It's just a marketing tool for me.
Well, thank you very much, Ganem. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, dude.
This was fun.